Wait. Hold your horses. There is a lot of things to cover, and first I have to apologize to all of you guys because it had to happen today. My home internet went down because of the electric company screwing up in the next neighborhood, and that actually affected my internet connection because, you know, everything is following from one neighborhood to the next one. But anyway, never mind. That's why you're watching this ugly white screen, because I can't even publish my notes about the live stream that just ended a few minutes ago. But it's very late in the night for me, at least, and I really wanted to talk about these things as while they're fresh and all here in my mind. Not all of this information is mine. If you've seen the BioWare live stream, you know why. Because I was one of the people they asked about their opinion with the new operation, but let's do things in order. So the first part of this BioWare live stream from 26th of January was about overviewing and recapping what happened to update 5.1. Nothing really new. We all know that they're doing everything they can to fix the crappy RNG gearing through Galactic Command. Unfortunately, they gave a very clear and constant answer to a fan question from the chat. Galactic Command is here to stay. They are willing and doing everything they can to adapt it to every player's needs, or as many of us as possible, but the crappy RNG command ranking up is here to stay. In other news, we've got some new cartel packs available, which I stopped caring about a few months ago. I don't think you as my audience care about those either. Well, that's why I stopped doing them. And here we've got in the next coming weeks, there will be a new event introduced. The event will not be going live in the next few weeks because from what I've gathered from the information on BioWare, they're very far from setting up the final details as to what this event will be. But it will allow players to gear up quickly through Galactic Command and more easily. It will be something in the similar style to the old bonus XP weekends and weeks, but it will be about Command XP instead. What it's going to be, we're staying tuned as usual and excited to see what they are going to announce once they have the details finalized. The big news. Let's talk about the March or potentially early April game update 5.2, the war for Iokath. Let me get the good news first. We are receiving master mode for the operation for the 10 uprisings. Hopefully, and that's half a promise from BioWare, there will be new mechanics for the master mode uprisings. Maybe not in all of them, but they're still working on those, I take it. And it is their goal to have new mechanics or new tricks to the boss encounters in the master mode uprisings. Yes, there will be a new operation. That is the good news, and it starts with 5.2. It starts, really? How can an operation start? Let me tell you the rest first. There is going to be also a new storyline, and it is going to be on Iokath. This daily area on Iokath will be different. They refer to it as daily area version 2.0. And that is because this is going to apparently be a different kind of daily area, because players will have more free choices and different opportunities. There will also be 2 returning companions, Malvai Queen, the warrior, my favorite warrior companion, and Elara Dorn, the Republic Trooper companion. They're coming back to the game, and Charles Boyd tweaked, or what's the word I'm looking for, teased us that there might be a possible death. So if players don't want to keep them, there might be a possible option to kill them, or at least to make them go away, or reject them and not recruit them back. About the new daily area, it will be located on Iokath, where the players will choose which of the 2 factions to follow and support. They made it clear, this doesn't mean that we will be allowed to change our faction of the characters. But since we are outside of the Republic and Empire right now as a Galactic Command or Alliance Commander, anyway, ruler of the world, we will be allowed to choose which one of the 2 epic classic factions, Republic and Empire, we will be allowed to follow. My mind is completely blown out because I've had so many issues. Forgive me for having some issues with the speech. It's not just because it's late hour. It's partially because there is quite a lot of information, both good and bad. About the new operation, it will have 5 new bosses and they will be released in stages. Before the end of the year, all 5 of the bosses will be released. With patch 5.2, we will only have story and veteran mode of the first of the 5 bosses. Master mode of the first boss will be released when the second boss story and veteran mode goes live, which probably is going to be every 2 months, I take it. Or maybe every month or every 5-6 weeks, something like that. They haven't finalized the details yet. That's why they didn't announce any timetable yet. To get the full story from the new daily area, players will have to do the operation. It's kind of optional, actually. That's what Charles Boyd says, but it's similar also to Oricon. If you want to see absolutely everything from this next story arc, which is not separate and it is direct continuation, they said, from where Eternal Throne ends, so actually the events continue past that point. If you want to see everything, you will have to do the operation, which means solo players are kind of screwed if they want to see the full outcome. They compared that new daily area and the operation to Oricon, because we know that Oricon is one of the best daily areas with a solid story. 2 stories actually, slightly different from the Empire and Republic, but still there are some differences and we do appreciate them. And as well, Oricon had 2 operations. Unfortunately, Iokath is going to only have 1 and it will be released in stages. There is also going to be public test server. BioWare hasn't decided fully yet when it will be up and will it be only a closed test server or fully opened public test server. Probably both of them, one after another. Now let me share a few thoughts about this new operation, since they mentioned several times that influencers were amongst the people who they asked for opinion. They did ask me. I told them very clearly and as simple as I could that releasing operation in stages makes it look like a non-operation, makes it look like separate standalone boss encounters, kind of like world bosses if you wish, or the dreaded Tuboros courtyard, or maybe the monolith on Ziost. This to me doesn't feel like an operation. Apparently I'm a minority because yes, they have asked a lot of people and it seems that everybody prefers that. Or it could just be that they don't really have a choice because the team cannot really produce a whole operation for the next month or 2 and they don't really have any other options. I'm against that. I don't like the operation to be released in stages, but it's better than no operation to be ever released, right? And we're hoping for another one next year. These are small updates. 5 bosses until the end of the year. That's 5 major updates, and we're just in January. So from January until December, we have 8, 9, 10 months and 5 bosses to be released, starting March, which actually leaves us to what, 7 months cycle for 5 bosses. That's just about 5 to 6 weeks between a boss release and just one boss. Imagine that. Even if it's a long boss like, let's say, Styrak, for example, in story mode, it's not going to be hard. Even if it's long, it's going to be a 10 to 15 minutes of fight. And because nothing is challenging in story mode, everybody will do the boss in one day 15 times and everybody will get bored. Now about gearing, BioWare has not yet decided and they're hoping to receive feedback when the public test server goes online about whether this new operation should have a standalone separate special loot, or should it be just like everything else currently, dropping random things and having chance to drop non-random things. I forgot to mention that the new boss has a name. It's called Tight. I don't know what it means. I can't really show you the picture because I was forced to watch the damn live stream on my cell phone. As I told you, my home internet connection dropped down. At the time of recording this video, it's still down. So I'm really screwed here. As soon as my internet comes back up, I will publish the full recording video as long as this article that you're watching here in an uncompleted form. I will have all the best screenshots, including the boss. He does look cool and he's again a TOW figure. Stop with the TOW figures. I was really happy that pretty much all of the bosses in the new uprisings were normal scale. I mean, we don't fight the foot or the feet of the boss, and we see actually the whole figure. That makes things more Star Warsy. Constantly fighting big things is fun, but when they are rancors, if they are not rancors, it feels different. Okay, never mind. That's just strolling away, and I'm just babbling already, blabbling. That's my opinion. That's my overview. For any more details, either watch the full recording of the live stream, which was about 35 minutes or so, or option number 2, visit the link that will be provided here on the video and down below in the description as well, and read my notes. I've managed to extract, I believe, absolutely everything informative that I said. This live stream, unlike the previous, some of the previous live streams, was very full of information, and there was minimal downtime. That was a really good update. I did not receive what I wanted. I was really hoping that they would decide against releasing the operation in stages, but I really hope that they're going to find a way and prove me wrong. Not that my opinion as a single person matters. Apparently everybody else thinks otherwise, but it's just my opinion. So let me know, guys, what do you think? Do you like the idea of operation being released 5 bosses in 1 year? Or do you prefer to hear an announcement that there will be an operation in November, for example, but you have to wait until then? And then I told that same thing to Eric Musko. What would happen if the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th boss have to be delayed because of God knows what issues? What would happen then with the community? Everybody will be raging. It's not enough that we get separate bosses from a whole operation instead of the full operation altogether, instead of 2 operations altogether, because it's been more than 2 years with nothing for 8-man group content, PvE group content, I should say, okay? But now we will most likely have delays. They don't even know what the schedule is yet, and we can't really comment on how often these bosses will be released. But unless they are really challenging and insanely fun, stuffed with brand new mechanics for everybody to learn and explore, I don't see how this is going to be accepted with positivity amongst the community. I'm a part of the community and I'm not taking it positively. That to me is not a good decision. I'm ready to wait until November for a new operation to be fully released, and of course before that published to a test server for everybody to check it out. Test, I mean really test, not just explore, and allow BioWare to polish it. So what do you think about these things? Do you agree? Do you not agree? If you don't agree, obviously you have to tell me why not. Because if you do agree, there is no point explaining why. Obviously, you would have the same reasons as me. I will really stop babbling now, and I will leave you to type your comments.